Humans of the cardboard, we're back once again, coming down the final stretch for Cyberstorm Access reveals. Today we're looking at what I assume is now like the official final Albaz card, at least for a while, a good while I would assume. And this card is called the Boundless Open Land. It's actually a field spell, weirdly enough. But yeah, it's a cool card, and like based on the artwork, it kind of looks like a farewell to the lore. If we want to go a little more high res there, we can look at this. See, it's literally like Ecclesia and Albaz like waving off to Kit as they take part on their own more, probably less stressful adventure, I would assume. So very cool there. Seems like an official send-off to me, or unofficial, I guess technically, but we'll see. So this is a field spell card if your opponent special summons a ritual, fusion, synchro, exceed, and or link monster. So pretty much just like any non-regular monster. You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Okay, so you can use both of these effects, but you just can't do them at the same time. You pick one every time your opponent, or each time your opponent summons. And what I like here is this is special summons. It doesn't say, you know, ritual summons, fusion summons, synchro summons. Which means if they reborn a fusion, reborn a synchro, reborn an exceed, whatever it is, like cheat them out, it still triggers this. So the first effect says, add one Fallen of Albaz or one monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Okay, so kind of just wrote us for an Albaz monster. Special summon one Fallen of Albaz or one monster that mentions it from your hand. Okay, I mean, summoning from hand is like one thing. I would have liked that this could have been like hand or graveyard, but I understand why it's hand, because the first effect would load you the right monster in hand, and then the second effect would get it out to potentially interrupt your opponent or potentially just get you resources on your opponent's turn, stuff like that. So do I think this card's crazy? Probably not. It's a little bit too dependent on the opponent. That being said, you know, you show me, other than like Fluanderies, you know, you show me 3 decks that, you know, are meta relevant, that can play around this card in the sense that like they can just not summon from the extra deck pretty much and give you a chance to fire this. I still don't love that it's slower. It's definitely just a much slower card, but you know, I like that it's at least interruption. You know what I mean? They summon once from extra, you're adding it. You could add an Albaz. They summon again, you could special that Albaz and like super poly their board. I feel like a lot of decks with only being able to summon from the extra deck twice wouldn't be able to you know, play around a Fallen of Albaz, like, you know, fusion on your turn like that. At that point, usually that's like a little bit too early for a deck to be able to play around stuff like that. So being able to catch somebody in the middle of their play instead of, oh, does Albaz, can you we always talk about, can you super poly their end board, but this is more like being able to hit them in the middle, which means all they need is like a dark monster or a dragon or like whatever they might need to like meet an Albaz fusion's requirement, even just any extract monster actually for Mirror Jade, because then you could like quick rip a monster off their field and make a Mirror Jade, and then Mirror Jade has his interruption. Like, it's pretty good. I don't think this card's terrible. Do I think it's great? No. And it has Albaz in its text, so I believe it is searchable by a couple of different cards that add or place a card that lists has Albaz in its text. So it is a little bit searchable. Not as searchable as it could have been, but like a little bit searchable. And yeah, I think it's fine. I don't know if it's actually worth playing. There's just so many good like Albaz spell traps out there that I don't know if this one doesn't necessarily enough to get you there, but in the grind it's decent. It's still an interruption. It lets you cycle Albaz's a bunch. Just cool. But yeah, it'll definitely depend on you know, if you're willing to play it over some of the other, what I feel like is probably more potent kind of like branded lineup of spell traps. But still a cool card nonetheless. Still just seems like an unofficial send-off to the Albaz lore, so I did want to cover it here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts down below if you think this card is actually worth playing in any of the Albaz lists. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that down below. But I'm out of here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay tuned for the final reveals. I think we have like 9 cards left. I don't know how much left is for the reveals or the leaks potentially. I know somebody said that like he took back on what's actually coming in Cyberstorm Access. Maybe that stuff will come later, hopefully, but we'll see. But I'll keep you posted on that, and then we should be getting close to the beginning of the Wild Survivor archetypes getting revealed as well. So very, very cool. I'll keep you posted on that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.